Quentin Grimes has just called out Tom Thibodeau and the New York Knicks amid being very upset with the role that he is currently playing with the team, and we have to talk about this. So what's up, guys? Welcome back to Knicks Digest. My name is Chris, and we're going to jump right into things today, as we always do, because Quentin Grimes just called out Tom Thibodeau and the New York Knicks and essentially said that his role is unacceptable and that he does not like the way that he is being told to play basketball right now. And it's going to be hard to disagree with him after you read this quote right here. As Grimes said, that it's just hard when you go the whole quarter without touching the ball, the whole second quarter without touching the ball, and then you get one shot and you got to make it. So it's tough going out there and just standing in the corner the whole game. Then you got to make the shot when you shoot the ball 1 or 2 times per game. It is what it is. And Grimes took just one shot, giving him 7 consecutive games with just 4 points or fewer on 6 field goal attempts or fewer. It's kind of hard to disagree with Quentin Grimes when he's saying, essentially, I don't like being told to sit in the corner the entire game on offense when I know I have something to add to this team. And now there's so much pressure on me to make the 1 3 that I'm allowed to take per game that if I miss it, which I'm probably going to because I'm not warm, I'm not ready, I'm pretty stiff offensively right now, I'm going to get pulled. He's not wrong. Like, you're allowed to be upset at something like that, especially because Grimes' usage has been problematic this season, all season. And ever since he hurt his wrist, he's been shooting poorly, and we've seen this stretch of poor games, offensively that is. To be very clear about something, Quentin Grimes' defense is just as good as it's ever been, if not better. He is the same defender. The problem is that his offense has been basically non-existent since October. And again, it's not fully his fault. He hurt his wrist. He's a shooter. So once you have an injured, like, hand or wrist or elbow or shoulder on your shooting arm, you're going to be thinking about that shot more. You're going to be thinking, I'm injured. I have to hinder my shot a little bit. And then you do that, and then you start missing, and you're like, oh, I'm missing because I'm hindering my shot. And then you feel better, and you're like, let me just shoot back like I normally do. And then you start missing again because you're not in the rhythm at all. Then you start getting pulled for that. Then essentially you just go without any rhythm for over a month. And then, yeah, you're not going to hit shots, especially when the Knicks have never really tried to give you the ball. When you're basically sitting in the corner the whole time, so you have no confidence in your shot. So the one time you're shooting, when you're stiff, all you're thinking is, oh, I hope I don't miss another one, or I might get pulled from the game and I could lose my starting job. It's all fair. It really is. But the problem is Quentin Grimes is not playing well regardless, and you can't really tell Tom Thibodeau or someone else to go fix his confidence problems. That is something that Grimes is going to have to figure out sort of on his own. Your teammates can obviously help, but it's up to you to basically tell yourself, hey, I know I'm not playing too well right now. I'm not confident in my shot. And then you work at it. You shoot often. And also, it's not like Grimes never touches the ball. When he does, he just quickly passes it off. I would love to see Grimes try to dribble, make a play, go to the hoop. He's got a lot of athleticism that's very sneaky on the offensive end. He's a great touch around the rim. People think of him as a 3-and-D guy because that's the role that he plays with the Knicks. But if you look at his highlights of when he drives to the hoop, he's got some real athleticism and he's got some real touch around the rim. Grimes has been balling out in the past, but yeah, now he's not playing well. If you look at his stats right here, it's career lows across the board. It's his career low in points, which is now the case after these consecutive games of basically nothing. His career low in assists, his career low in rebounds, his career low in field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and free throw percentage. Honestly, it's just rough to watch because we've seen Quentin Grimes be so great. We've seen him be this excellent role player for the New York Knicks. He'd be one of the best role players in the league in general. And right now, he's just not there, and that really, really sucks to see. I do think he's going to break out of this. I don't think this is just Quentin Grimes folding altogether. But no, he doesn't get enough touches. And it's hard to get more touches when you're playing really bad basketball. But he's also worried about getting pulled from the game constantly. He only played 18 minutes last night. He took one shot. It was a corner 3, and he missed it. And when he shot it, he looked so uncomfortable. Like, Grimes his body language was horrific when he took that corner 3 that clanked off the front rim. You could feel it. I felt it in my chest. I was watching the game with my mom, and she's like, come on, Grimes, like, we all could feel this energy, this negative energy that he has around. He doesn't think these shots are going to go in when he's shooting them. And I was talking to Dariel about this last night. Dariel never talks about it. He's too modest. He was a professional basketball player in Mexico. When I was talking to Dariel about it, I was like, you were a pro. You know how to get out of shooting slumps, and you know what's going to happen if you're saying to yourself, I'm probably not going to make this shot. Oh, no, what if I miss? Because I do that in a rec league. So I think that if Dariel, who's been a pro, has said that, then you can trust him. Don't trust me in my rec league off of it. I only average like 2 points per game. I'm not very good. I'm a pass-first player, guys. But if you look here, just at a little quote from the team, Randall basically said that Grimes has had a hard job. He's playing a tough role. We have to do a better job of trying to get him better looks. And then Jalen Brunson said he's going to get the ball. So sometimes when the confidence is low, it seems like the end of the world. As teammates, we need to pick him up. Which is absolutely true. It's not the team's job to fix Quentin Grimes. It's Quentin Grimes' job to fix his confidence. But also, it's going to help if your teammates have your back. And the Knicks are a tight-knit group. There's something about Tom Thibodeau teams that usually make just the vibes between players pretty good. It makes you pretty close. Tibbs is known to do that. He's known to have his players get pretty close to each other. Now, obviously, that's not always the case. Like, you know, Jimmy Butler and Karl Anthony Towns and Andrew Wiggins. But for the most part, people do get pretty good chemistry under Tom Thibodeau. And the Knicks have great chemistry. You can tell. The chemistry's there. But, no, they need to help Quentin Grimes in some way. But also, Grimes just needs to have more confidence when he shoots. And he has to be okay with shooting a little bit of a contested shot. Because right now, he's trying to get back in the rhythm by only shooting open threes. Teams have the scouting report on you, bro. You've been in the league for over 2 years. They know what you're going to do on the offensive end. You're going to look to shoot threes because once you see 2 go down, you're probably going to hit 3 more. That's the type of player you are. They don't want to let you start because they know you're probably, well, not anymore because now it's Brunson and DiVincenzo. But last season, he was probably the most dynamic shooter on the New York Knicks. So teams know that. They saw the Knicks go to the Eastern Conference semifinals. They saw them battle it out with the Heat. They saw what Grimes was doing both offensively and defensively. And yeah, then they're going to know. They're going to know that you want to shoot those threes, that you're not really going to drive that much, even though you have the ability to. And all of this makes me think that Grimes needs a change up. I think that the Knicks should start Donte DiVincenzo. And I'm not saying this in a way of Quentin Grimes sucks, take him off the team. I'm not saying that. I think Quentin Grimes should come off the bench because his usage is going to go up. And I'm not saying keep him on the bench forever. I'm saying keep him on the bench until he can figure his head out. He can get a good vibe going with the bench unit. He fits super well next to Josh Hart, Emmanuel Quickley, and Isaiah Hartenstein. I think it would be super helpful. He would get more touches. Obviously, Quickley is the guy for that bench. He's running the show. But he's going to feed Grimes. Grimes instantly becomes the second scoring option. And a lot of times, Grimes is going to get a lot of touches. We've seen that when he's on the court with Quickley. We've seen that Quickley will give him the ball, that IQ will dish Grimes the ball, and Grimes can make a move for himself. It's all possible that if Grimes comes off the bench, his usage goes up, and those stats start going back up. He needs to get his usage up. He needs to start driving to the hoop. He needs to stop thinking of himself as a one-level scorer who's just a three-point shooter who right now cannot shoot and is clearly thinking to himself, I hope I don't miss this every time he shoots the ball. I think that would be so beneficial for Quentin Grimes. And also from a more basic standpoint, not to just go after Quentin Grimes or anything, but if you look here, these are Quentin Grimes' stats. These are not starter numbers. I think everyone would agree on that, including Grimes himself. He's only averaging 6 points. He's shooting 36% from the field. He's shooting 34.5% from 3. His free throw percentage is 66.7. And he's a 6 PER, which is pretty atrocious. And then if you look at Donte DiVincenzo's numbers, he's averaging 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. But the shooting is where it's at. He's shooting 42% from the field and 42% from 3. Has a 14.0 PER and is shooting slightly better from the free throw line than Quentin Grimes. Neither of them shoot too many free throws. DiVincenzo has been a better shooter this season. Everyone knows that. DiVincenzo fits well with Jalen Brunson. Everybody knows that. And I'm not saying that he should forever become the Knicks' starting shooting guard. Though I'm also not saying that if DiVincenzo starts at shooting guard and absolutely breaks out or something and starts playing really well. We've seen DiVincenzo really ball out before. He's playing great on the Knicks this season. It's not like he's not. Regardless, I think it would be helpful for Quentin Grimes if he were to come off the bench for a bit and get some more touches that way. You're not going to get as many touches playing with Brunson, Barrett, and Randall. They love to touch the ball. They love to shoot the ball. It's not going to help you if you're sitting in the corner because you don't know what to do on offense because you have 3 ball-dominant players. What is going to help you is a bench unit that moves the ball super well, where you can become maybe the first scoring option because Quickly has his moments where he's great, and then he has his moments like last night where you shoot 1 for 7, and it's not as if he was doing things wrong. His shots just weren't falling. And when your shots don't fall, you stop shooting as much. You give it to someone else, hope they have the hot hand. Things like that can happen between Grimes and Quickly and everyone on the bench, and it would be super great. And also, he's still one of the best defenders on the team, if not the team's best on-ball defender. He's right up there. It's either him or Emmanuel Quickly, and it has just been tremendous to watch. So it's not like Grimes is done for, but no, he needs to change up. I think the Knicks should bench him for a little bit. Play him similar minutes, but just have him come off the bench where his usage is going to go up because he's playing with a less ball-dominant group on the court. And with that, that's all that we have time for today. If you guys hear my voice, it's progressively getting worse. I'm losing my voice very clearly, so I'm just going to say thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe, guys. It means the world to me. Have a tremendous rest of your day. Go Knicks.